last 450 years, the Western medicine has been prevailing. What do they say? When you are sick, you have a germ, a virus, or a bacteria, which is the cause of your manifestation of disease. That's what they say. A germ, a virus, or a bacteria. Oh, yeah? Well, if you have identified the cause of disease, how come you're not curing anything? I said, no. It's mucus. There's only one disease, never two. And don't be afraid. I told that to the Supreme Court of New York when I was arrested in 1988. When everybody in Harlem, everybody in Brooklyn, brothers who's supposed to be so adept, so long, one brother told me he read 3,000 books. I said, well, why do you do all that for? Doesn't it help you? Your belly's still big and your eyes have glasses on it, but you read 3,000 books. I didn't read any. I read my mama. My mama is the only person I listen to. My mama is the only person that I allow to tell me something I would listen. Now remember, I'm the boy that didn't go to school. So what did I learn outside of school? I learned that which is natural, that which is complementary, that did not come out of a book. So as I grew up with the freedom of a black man because my grandma was in the Marcus Garvey, what do you call it? The nursing brigade. That's right, the Black Cross. My grandma was in it. She told me something. You don't need nobody, and you don't need anything. And if the day comes that you have no money to buy clothes, you walk naked as God made you with the same pride and dignity. I said, well, now then, I could even go bare feet. Grandma said, yes. And there was a time in which I was 13 years of age that my grandma didn't have any money to buy me any Christmas shoes. You know what Rosita Brown said? That was the neighbor. I still remember them, Rosita Brown, and there was Ruth. When I came outside on Christmas Day, I done oiled my feet with coconut oil, and I'm going in the streets. And they said, ha, 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 Fred don't have any Christmas shoes. I said, ha, 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 Fred don't need any Christmas shoes. And do you know that 40, 50 years later, I saw Rosita Brown on the village I built in Honduras. And it was mango season. I had my pants rolled up. You know how we do it in the West Indies, right? I had my pants rolled up. And I'm sitting under the mango tree. And here comes Rosita Brown. I didn't know her. With my brother, with another girl. My brother said, do you know this woman? No, this is Rosita Brown. I said, oh, I remember you now. You said, ha, 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 Fred don't have any Christmas shoes. And now you came 50 years later and found me without any shoes on. What difference does it make? It's what you have in your brain. That is what counts. What comes from you, not from somebody's book. And you're going to regurgitate that to me, then I'm looking at a parrot. What comes from you is what's worth. Not what come out of a book that somebody read to you and you read. You have to be careful. He was quoting Pushkin about occurrences. Tonight is an occurrence that has taken place that was supposed to occur, even though I didn't want to come to New York. But here we are, right? This is the reality. I was a young man working at the age of 13 for my grandmother. I worked in a dairy farm until I was 14. I went to work in a commissary at 14. I worked until I was 20. I had to leave because I had that fever to leave. I left, went to New Orleans, became a merchant seaman at 20, 1953. I joined Islam, the Muslim religion. I met Malcolm, I met Elijah, I met many people, very intelligent people. I met some very intelligent Christians too. You see, we have a tendency to pit one against the other. Either because you're Muslim, you're good, or you're Christian, you're bad, or vice versa. But I'm looking at black people. Some Muslims, some Christians. Well, how do we get to be that? I don't know. Because when we were home in Africa, we weren't none of that, isn't it? Okay. So I traveled the world. I became a steam engineer. I am a steam engineer. How did I get that without going to school and reading books? Well, you have to ask yourself the question. I was in a job training. I passed all the tests. After I went to Los Angeles in 1963, I decided to work for the county. As an engineer, you have to maintain the pH in the water at 7 or less, 6.9, which is slightly on the acid side. 7 is my nose, that's neutral. Anything above my nose this way, right, is 8, 9, 10, 14. Anything below is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anything on below 7 is acid. And anything you put in your mouth that is acid will eat you up. And anything you put in your mouth that is acid, God did not make. Like, for instance, wheat, rice, beans, cows, hogs, chicken. All that stuff is garbage. How I know that? Because at 30, I was impotent. My first wife left me because of impotence. Why was I impotent at 30, such a young age? You would say, a young man, 30 years of age, impotent? Don't you be surprised. I just left Guinea. I saw men in Guinea, 19 years of age, impotent. But then when you look in his hand, he's eating cassava. How did an African happen to wind up with cassava in his mouth? I don't know. When cassava is not even African. Cassava is Portuguese. Like the Dutch made the carrot, the Portuguese made the cassava, the British made the beans. And now we are a slave to all of this. And by the time you get to my age, 70, you're wearing glasses. Your sex is bad. Your back is bad. Your sex is bad. Has to be sometimes sex is gone for 10 years. I've had brothers to come to me that the sex has been left 10 years ago. And I'm not saying that the brother is less than me, because I'm no more than you. I am you standing here. I'm your brother standing in front of you, telling you what came out of life, not what came out of Sebi. What came out of Sebi means absolutely nothing to you. It means to me. But what I bring to you is not what came out of Sebi. It's what came out of life itself. When God made things, or when creation came, you will never find a gorilla in Alaska, right? No. Nor coconuts in Canada. Why? Because it's a cosmic arrangement. This arrangement has been violated. You and I are victims. We've been eating the wrong food because we didn't know what to eat. I asked that to the Supreme Court of New York. I was arrested in New York. Why? Because the leaders of New York, every single last one, abandoned the perspective. How did they do that? Well, after I put my compounds together, I cured some people in LA, I quit my job. Everybody said I was a fool because quitting a job making over $2,500 a month way in 1980. And I was a bachelor. They say, you're crazy. Why? You go after Earth. I say, I'm going to cure every disease in the world. You ain't going to cure anything. Shut up. They said, okay. I quit my job and I'm curing the diseases. Now what? I came to you. After I had cured 5 AIDS patients, 10 diabetics, about 15 sickle cell, about 4 blind, I decided to go brave on this stuff. I put it in the Amsterdam News, the Village Voice, and the New York Post. AIDS has been cured. When the Attorney General saw that, he sent to tell me to remove the ad. Oh. I sent back and asked the man, why should I remove the ad? He got very angry and sent me to the Consumers Affairs to see another white man named Mr. Fitzgerald. He said, well, are you the author of this ad that claims that AIDS has been cured? I said, yes. I want you to remove it. He said, why should I always hear people telling me to do things and yet not giving me a reason? So I said, sir, why should I remove the ad? He said, because I said so. I said, oh boy, we have a little problem.